hear us?
Please,
I don't know.
take it away.
Okay, one second here. If I can get this
Close it, right?
over here so I can see
Yeah.
you guys
And
better.
I looked.
You guys hear me okay now?
Yep.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much for having me. This is like one of the most favorite things that I love to do is to talk to communities and community leaders and people who are interested in some of the work that I do. Again, thank you very much, Tina, for inviting me. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about accessibility. And actually, that means a lot of different things to different people. I actually came here just talking with a group of kids who are, they're called in transition. So kids in transition are kids who have special abilities or special needs. And they're at a part in their life when they're like, uh-oh, we're having some echo. Is everybody muted?
Yep, everybody's
Mute
muted right
everybody.
now. Yes.
Okay.
Apologies.
So kids who are graduating from high school or kids who are graduating from college. So these are kids that are at a point in their life when they're going from one part of their life to another. And that's actually kind of how I view aging. And your group, we like to call older adults. And a lot of the work that we do for kids in accessibility are the same sorts of things that we do for people who are aging. And I like to also think it's like how aging gracefully, or let's see here, there we go, or how not to grow old, because I think that in terms of the process that we go through, I think that as we get a little bit older, it's not really about growing old, but it's about your needs changing. And so let me go ahead and jump in a little bit. One of the first things I like to do, let's see here. Why am I having so much trouble here? There we go. So in talking about accessibility and how you relate with your computer, I just want to leave you with 3 things. So if you walk away with nothing from the talk that I give you for the next half hour or so, I want you to walk away from 3 things. And these are kind of resources. The first one is on YouTube, we have a place called Apple Support, which actually is an incredible resource on how to use your computer or your iPhone or whatever device that you have. On here, it's going to give you information about how to use our devices, how to use them effectively, and actually take you through a progression of the types of needs that you're going to have as your body changes or as your mind changes or as your needs change over time. So if you take a look at Apple Support, there's something there called a playlist. And then Apple Accessibility. And there's probably 30 or 40 videos in here on just about ideas and tools on how to best use your device. So you have this really incredible device. You know, you either have an iPhone or you have an iPad. Maybe you have a Google.
Set to riot now. You know, like even foxes. Like.
Uh-oh. All right, I think we're okay. So I just want you to be aware that there's this really important place that you can go to on YouTube that shows lots of videos about how to use your device. And I don't want you to think that you can learn how to use device, you know, once and then you go off on your merry way. As things change for you, as your eyesight changes or your hands don't work as well as they used to, there's always ways for you to interact with your computers in a better way. And we're always working to improve that. So as you're going on, always go back and take a refresher and take a look. Because when you're thinking of a way, it's like, you know, my iPhone doesn't work like it used to, or I'm not able to operate it, or I can't see it like I used to. I'm going to show you some ways on how you can overcome that and kind of describe to you ways that we thought about how that we can help make your life better. Let's see here. So that's Apple Accessibility on YouTube. The second thing I want to leave you guys is that you're not alone. So we really view your relationship with your product these tools that we give you is not only for accessibility, but these are things that everybody is going to need to use at some point in their life, right? It's not just a way for you to get something done. So for example, right now, when I use my computer, I'm still typing. But sometimes I'm not able to use my hands. They might hurt from arthritis, or I have aches and pains. So I might decide to grab my iPad or my iPhone, and I might start using a pencil to actually start writing to do to communicate like I need to. But then if there's a point, in the day, or I'm not feeling well, or I'm too tired and I can't see, I actually might use my voice to send messages to my wife or my family, or even use my voice to dictate a letter that I need to write. So it's really, I hope that I impart on you that there's lots of different ways to communicate and be connected with the people that are loved, that are important to you. And that we provide to you lots of different ways to make that happen. And so once we get through that, we'll talk about that one a little bit later, and I'll show you some examples on how to do that. And then the last thing, and I actually pulled this from when talking to kids in transition, is I know that many of you are retired, some of you aren't, but I want to encourage you to think about going back and getting into the workforce. At Apple, in our retail stores, we actually love lots of different types of people working in our stores. And even, if you wanted to come back and work at corporate or something like that, we really love to have a diversity of people working on our products because it makes our products better. We're really into trying to understand and provide tools and products that change people's lives across the gamut. So we want to make sure that our products are accessible to people who are older. We want to make them accessible to people of different genders, of different races and different cultures. We want to make them available to people, all over the age gamut. And so I think it's important for, maybe some of you who need something to do or want to go back into the community, for you guys to volunteer or to go back to work and give back a little bit and see and give your input and your culture and diversity back into products like ours. So with that, what I want to do is I want to share with you one of my favorite commercials that we produced. It's about accessibility product. And let me go ahead and play that for you now. The girl in this video's name is Sadie.
Mike, there's no sound.
Oh, she just told them there's no sound.
Be careful, they can hear you now.
Yeah.
Mike?
No sound.
Hey, Mike, there's no sound.
I don't think Mike can hear this. Anybody saying this.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, no audio on the commercial.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Why do we not get audio?
Yeah.
Hang
No
on
problem.
here.
We can actually we can send them the link to the commercial.
That's cool. Actually, I think I fixed it,
Yeah.
but I'll go ahead and
Yep.
here we go. That's okay. Let me, I'll go ahead and skip that. But the reason I kind of wanted to show that to you, is it's not necessarily that you're disabled. I don't know if what everyone's conditions here are, but I want you guys to get comfortable with the idea that there's always a way for you to be able to communicate. So depending on where you are and your physical ability, we try very hard to enable everybody. Oh my goodness. Hang on here. Sorry about that. Let me quiet this. There we go. And then I lost my screen. Quick time. There we go. Are we back? You guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I just want to impart to you that as your body changes, that you're going to have to shift, or that you may need to shift the way that you do the things that you want to do to communicate. So, you know, if you're no longer able to use your hands, that's not comfortable, you might need to use a pencil. If a pencil becomes too uncomfortable for you, you might want to start using your voice to dictate. So it's not something that's specific to aging, but throughout everyone's life, we want to have a way for people to be able to use the tools that they have to communicate the best way that they can. And so that's what we talk about when we talk about accessibility for everybody. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions before we go on to show you some examples of what I'm talking about? Think we're okay? All right. So let me go ahead and show you a few things that we actually just saw about. So when we're talking about tools for communication, we're talking about your senses, right? So your sight, you're seeing, how you hear, and how you touch. Smell and taste are actually stuff that we're not working on too much, but these are the three things that we really kind of clue in on, right? So what happens when your eyesight starts to change, or what happens when your hearing starts to change over time too, or maybe the way that you manipulate physical products, the physical objects, or start to change as well. And so we really like to think about how we're able to address that. And so here are three examples. And we're going to start with sight. So one of the things that's going to happen, that's actually happened to me when I hit my 40s, is my eyesight really started to change a lot, and I couldn't see well anymore. And I was actually really struggling with my glasses. So on our products, we actually have a way to do that. And here, let's take a look.
Magnifier uses your iPhone camera to magnify anything you point it at. Here's how to use it to zoom in and illuminate documents, menus, signs, and more. To enable Magnifier, go to Settings. Then tap General and Accessibility. Then tap Magnifier and toggle the switch on. This adds Magnifier as an accessibility shortcut, so you can easily turn this feature on whenever you need it. Now just move your phone over the object you want to magnify, and open Magnifier from any screen by triple-clicking the side button on your iPhone 10 or later, or by triple-clicking the Home button on earlier models. You can also customize Control Center to include Magnifier. Check the link in the description to learn more. Now you can zoom in or out by adjusting the slider, or dragging your finger up and down on the screen. If you need to adjust the focus, just tap the screen. If you're in a dimly lit environment, you can add more light by turning the flashlight on. If you want to freeze the frame, you can tap the freeze frame button at the bottom of the screen. This lets you explore and adjust this image further without having to hold your iPhone steady over the text you're trying to read. If you want to save this image to your camera roll, touch and hold the screen. Then tap Save Image. When you're ready to unfreeze the frame, just tap the screen to bring the magnifier menu back up. Then tap the freeze frame button again. When you're done using magnifier, just swipe up from the bottom edge of the screen to exit.
Okay, so I hope that was something new for a lot of you. This is actually a feature that I love to show because I use it a lot, especially when I'm trying intricate work and I don't have my 6X reading glasses. It's really convenient to just take out my phone and triple click, and then I have a magnifying glass. And so it's not necessarily to show you guys this specific feature, but really I want you to guys think about, like, if you had a need for something, there is probably a way for your phone or your Apple device to help you do it. And so then the next example I'm going to show you is on our product called HomePod, which is a home speaker.
Hey, Mike,
And
I think there's
yep.
a question. Claire
Oh, I see it.
and
I
Donna.
see Donna. You have a question.
Yes, I do. I'm wondering if on this presentation, there were slides that should have been demonstrating what your words were saying, because nothing on the screen changed. And second question, I have iPhone 7. I don't see a way on my settings to get to a magnifier.
Oh, maybe not on the 7. It's not available. So that's one of
Okay.
the things that you're going to have to start thinking about is as you're exploring, features are going to vary from the different types of devices that you have.
Right, okay. And what about this presentation you just did? Should there have been slides demonstrating what you were saying?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
well,
didn't see.
nothing changed on my screen. There's like a place setting and a little, I guess that's supposed to be iPhone underneath it. Slide 17 to 24, that's all that shows.
Oh,
Mine too.
hang on here. Hang on
Yeah.
here. Let me fix
I'm
that.
here.
Just one picture.
Does that look better?
Well, that's
It's
place setting.
magnified picture.
Okay, now you're seeing one picture.
Yes.
Same picture magnified.
Okay. I think that's correct now. So now let me try this. Thank you for telling me.
Okay,
So hang on. So you
Going
see
back.
one picture now?
yes.
Partial
Yeah.
printing on it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let me see if you guys see this video.
Magnifier uses your iPhone
that
camera
working
to
now?
magnify
No.
anything you pointed at. Here's how to use it to zoom in and illuminate documents.
Okay. Hang on here then. Hang on here.
Yeah, that was showing a video.
Oh, it was showing the video.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're good. All right. Hang on here. Let me go back and play this. Okay. Now you see a picture of a speaker.
Yes.
All right. I think we're okay now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to use your voice.
Can we go back on the magnifier? There's multiple steps. You know, the first one is to enable it. Then you're supposed to find the application in your app section, and I can't find it in my app sections. You know, we sort of need the step-by-step, a few of them done well rather than a whole overview is probably going to be more effective.
I gotcha. Hang on then. Let me do this. Let me show you. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to set this guy up. I'm going to switch to giving you a live demo for everything. Hang on here. Okay. All right. You guys see me?
Yes.
Yes.
See, can you make my camera large? Uh-oh. Let's see if I can do that. I'm gonna stop sharing. Hang on.
Yeah, you're in
Yes.
Spotlight, so if you stop sharing that, then you can.
Yep. I'm gonna stop sharing. Go to live demo. Up. Hang on here. Now I'm having trouble. Stop share. Okay. Now you see me in a
Yes.
big screen?
Yeah.
Okay. There's my computer. There's the old Victorian. You guys can see outside my window.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hang on here.
Yep.
All right. You can see my bills. Let's see. All right. Let's see if I can do this. So the feature that I showed you, let's see if I can make this a little easier. Here we go. See if we can make this work. Almost there. Okay. Hold on to your hats. Hang on.
Duct tape fixes everything.
I know. You can tell I used to be an engineer, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go on my messy desk. Okay, so the feature I just showed you was this guy. I think this is triple click. So this is the magnifier. Let me, so I will actually use this to zoom in. There we go. There we go. So I use this to zoom in. So I use it like a magnifying glass. And so
Very cool.
this is how I actually do fine work. And let me show you how that's enabled. So I'll go to settings. And actually you can see here, actually, let me show this to you first, because now that you've seen it, one of the other things that I did, this is actually a large font. So you can see everything is really easy, and people can see, people with good eyesight can actually read my phone from across the room. That's how large I have my, my setup. So how I do that is I will go to, I'll show you a trick, settings, accessibility. There we go. That's an accessibility. And that's display and text size. And so there's this feature here called larger text. And this is the thing that enables me to make my fonts bigger. And you can actually see I enable large accessibility. And there's this slider down here that makes the fonts really smaller and bigger. And this will actually do it in most of my applications. So if you can see here, if I go to my messages and see what my nieces are, you can actually see here, fonts are really big. It's easy for me to see, and I can do it that way. So this is actually another example of how, one day you're having trouble looking at your device. You maybe can't see it as well. There's probably a way inside your iPhone to affect those settings and make it easier for you to use your device. So let me go back. Do you guys have any questions about that one?
Now, should you
Uh-huh.
leave your magnifier on?
You
know, or
can.
leave-
Yep. So watch what I did. So I enabled the tool. So I have my magnifier. I used it to see, read what I needed to read. When I'm done, I just get rid of it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. No problem.
Hey, Mike, do you think this will also work on an iPad as well?
It does work on an iPad.
Okay.
And so this is actually part of the journey as well, right?
Yeah.
And you guys, and I think someone noticed it, right? It's like, I noticed that on my iPhone 7, I don't have this feature, but maybe on my iPad it does. And so there's going to be a lot of examples like that where on one device I can use it, on another device it might work a little bit differently. And so it really takes a lot of exploration of trying to figure out what works best for you. In that video that I showed you with Sadie, who's a paraplegic, she uses a whole bunch of different tools that she needs specifically for her disabilities. And so it's going to be this wide gamut and variety of tools in your tool chest to kind of make your life, make your computing life how you need it to be. And so that's kind of how it that's kind of how I view it, that you're going to be building this tool chest of things that you need to kind of get through your day and make your life a little bit easier to get through by learning about all these tools and trying to figure out how they affect the way that you work. So
I have
any
a
more
question.
questions?
Yeah.
Shoot.
What do you put on your iPhone to cover the words that you want to magnify? And do you go to your camera? I don't understand.
Oh, how did I use it?
Oh, you just point it at the.
You did. So the camera's on the back and is in
Yeah.
the upper right hand corner.
Okay, so you just point on the.
Yeah. And so you just pointed at what you're looking at
Okay.
and it'll magnify it.
Okay.
That's a good
Okay.
tip, Mike. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Now that I have reading glasses, that's a really good one. So the magnifying glass is a great example of what to do when your eyes are not working as good as they used to, or you can't find your glasses, that sort of thing. So I'm going to give you another example. In the morning, when I can't really see, or I'm not able to type, or my hands aren't feeling so good, I'll actually use Siri, which is my virtual assistant, to actually send a message for me. Or I can talk to Siri and she can give me information back and forth. So the way that I do that is, so for example, I wanted to send a message to my best friend. I would say something like this. Hey Siri, tell my best friend I'll see you shortly at lunchtime in Emeryville. And hang on, I'm going to turn that up again so you can hear it. Let me put this down. Here we go. Hey Siri, tell my best friend I'll see you in a couple hours for lunch in Emeryville.
Ready to send it?
Send it.
Okay, it's sent.
Okay. So the reason I'm showing this for you is a lot of times I can't see, so I'm going to use my voice to do that transaction, or maybe my hands aren't feeling so well and I actually can't type it out. And so this is another way for you to control your phone and to communicate with the people that are important to you. Do you guys have any questions about that one?
How did you get to Siri?
So you can, there's different ways. So the way I like to do it is I hold this the side button down and Siri will pop up.
Okay.
So another thing that I'll do is you can actually ask it commands. Hey Siri, how's the weather today?
It's currently partly cloudy and 48 degrees.
So there's a lot of different commands and a lot of different things that you can ask Siri to help you do. So another example would be if you to add a reminder. So, and another example is, as I've been getting a little bit older, I've really been putting anything that I need to remember into my notes. So I might say something like, hey Siri, remind me later this afternoon that I have a dental appointment.
Okay, added.
And then Siri will automatically put that reminder into an application called Reminders. And I can do this, watch this. Hey Siri, open Reminders. So Siri can actually open open applications for me. And Kathy wants me to remind people that on older iPhones, let's see what Kathy has to say. On older phones, yes. On older phones, you can access Siri by pushing that button that's in the middle if you have an older one. So whoever had that iPhone 7, you can press that button down and invoke Siri that way. You guys have any questions about that? This one is one of those, Siri is one of those things that you kind of have to explore and use over time and kind of discover what Siri can do for you. Jane had a question.
I plan to buy another iPhone, an iPhone in the next couple of months. I don't need an iPhone that has all the bells and whistles. And I'm wondering with some of the things that you're talking about, if I bought the more economy, I think it's called the XR or the SE.
Yeah.
Are those still good choices?
Those are still great choices. Yeah, we try very hard to have products available for people across the price range, because we want our products to be in the hands of lots of people. So you know, the more affordable iPhones work great.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm not the kind of person that's going to be standing in line at the Apple store the next time they come out with whatever the next one is.
I
I'm not
gotcha.
going to spend the money like that.
You know, another thing I wanted to mention to you guys is at the Apple stores, they actually have they don't right now, but they will have classes there for people. And they can actually have people that can kind of guide you and give you like little tips and little classes for some of this stuff. A lot of those classes are online now too at the same place. So, you know, I want to encourage you guys to look there as well. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Kathy is a Siri expert. She likes to say, hey Siri, when do the Warriors play next?
The Warriors play the Wizards at 4 p.m.
So those are a few examples. Let me show you one more on how to use dictation, because I use this one quite a bit. Say I want to write an email. So I would do something like this. Hey Siri, send an email to my wife.
What's the subject of the email?
Don't forget to make hamburgers for dinner tonight.
Okay, what would you like the email to say?
I'd really be up for some hamburgers, French fries, and a Coke this evening.
Here's your email message to Joy Marcelino. Ready to send it?
Send it.
Okay, I'll send it.
So that's another example of what you would do if you wanted to send a message. Send an email. So again, you know, depending on where you are, you might want to use your voice. You might even want to use a pencil. I'll actually show you a video of using a pencil also, although we're running into time a little bit.
Mike,
Yep.
can I just go back? I'm still struggling with this magnifier. It says go onto the phone, onto the app library and find magnifier. And there's like 8 80 different magnifiers, and none of them are official Apple utilities that you can drag into the box. I mean, where am I going to find this app library on my screen?
Let's take a look here. We'll go back again to accessibility. And then
I
we'll
already,
go
I
to
already went to that. I already enabled the magnifier.
magnifier.
And then it says next to it, you know, go to your screen to the app library and enable it there. And that's where I'm struggling.
I'll tell you what, I will, if you send me an email, I will help you with that. I'll do a little session with you after this one. We can schedule something. Be happy
Okay,
to.
good. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's magnifier. So hang on here. Let me go ahead and show you. I was going to show you. Let me show you.
If you push the right button 3 times, the magnifier comes up.
That's exactly what should happen.
What button?
So we're going to press this button on the side 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then you get the magnifier up.
I did that and it turned my phone off.
Yeah, mine too.
Okay. So let me show you. You guys are becoming experts, by the way. Let me remember how to do this. I think it's
Mike, it's three clicks on the home button for the older phones.
Gotcha. Let me do this. Hang on here. Let me show you one other thing. I won't be able to show you that trick, but let me, because I only have a couple minutes here. I wanted to show you, do many of you have iPads?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
No. Okay. Hang on here. Because I wanted to show you about pencil, because for me, I actually have to switch between using my voice and using a keyboard and using a pencil very often. So let me go ahead and show you this. I'm going to try this screen sharing. Oops. Go back to Keynote. Here we go. One. Okay. Keynote. Share sound. Share. Play. Okay. Do you guys see one screen or do you see 3 screens?
3.
Okay, hang on. This is like an eye test. 1 screen or 3 screens?
1.
All right, here we go. I wanted to show this one to you because this is using a pencil on an iPad.
Now there's no need to put your Apple Pencil away when you want to add a reminder or reply to a message. Here's how you can use your Apple Pencil to write in even more places, starting in iPad OS 14. Your Apple Pencil converts your handwriting to text as you write. This feature is called Scribble, and it works in any text field. Just start writing with your Apple Pencil and watch your handwriting transform. Here are some helpful Scribble gestures you can try. Touch and hold between 2 letters with your Apple Pencil to add a space. Then write a new word in the gray text field that appears. Or use the shortcut palette to access actions that are normally found on the keyboard. This changes depending on the app you're using. Need to select a few words to copy or format them? Just circle or draw a line through a word or sentence. Draw a vertical line between 2 words to create a single word. Or draw a line between letters in a single word to create 2 words. Scratch out a word or phrase to delete it. To use Scribble in Notes, tap the handwriting tools icon with your Apple Pencil. And then tap the Scribble tool. This will change your handwriting to text as you write, but you can select another tool to keep your handwriting as is. Notes can tell the difference between words and drawings, so you can select handwritten words to use in other places. Just double tap with your finger to highlight a single word. You can also sweep your finger over your writing to select more text, like an entire phrase or paragraph. Want to paste your handwriting as text? Tap your selected words with your finger, and then tap Copy as Text. You can paste in the same app, or switch to a different one. Tap where you want to place the text, then tap Paste, and there it is. Notes recognizes handwritten dates, addresses, phone numbers, and more.
Okay, so I wanted to show that to you guys just as kind of another way for you guys to think about if I needed to write something or to get text into an email or communicate. It's another way for that to for you to use. So I showed you how to use your voice. I showed you how to use a pencil. And then of course, I showed you the normal way to use your hands to enter in a keyboard. So I just wanted to really impart on you guys that there's multiple ways to get these things done. And we've been trying to be very thoughtful about providing you the tools to do that. But it takes a little bit of work to kind of figure out what works best for you. You guys have any more questions?
Mike, one question the audience have is if you can share the slide deck with them.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then they can follow when they have time. Thank you.
No problem. I'll definitely share it with everyone so you can take a look at that one. Actually, Maurice had a great question. She asked, how does Siri know who my best friend is and who my wife is? That's a really good question because we actually took a lot of design and thought about why to do that, right? And that's because most people don't want to address people by their name, the ones that are closest to them, right? They have nicknames for them. It's like my wife or my best friend. And I'm going to show you how to do that because it's very useful. Let's go back here. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Hey Siri, my best friend is Joy Marcelino.
I already knew that, but thanks.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. Hey Siri, my wife is Joy Marcelino.
Looks like Joy Marcelino is your spouse. Do you want me to remember that Joy Marcelino is also your wife?
Yes.
Okay.
Very useful.
I've added this relationship.
It is. You guys. So actually, this is actually a good one for you guys to think about too, because I really I was very sincere in encouraging you guys to think about coming back to work, and it's because things like that, right? You know, a few years ago, I would have not batted an eye to really understand that there was a difference between spouse and wife or partner. And so it takes a diversity of culture and different people to kind of bring that to light. Little things like that really mean a lot to different people of different cultures. And so that's kind of how that actually came about. So I can do the same thing with my friend. Hey Siri, my best friend is Chuck Musser.
Okay. Do you want me to remember that Chuck Musser is your best friend?
Yes.
Okay. I've added this relationship.
Tell my best friend we really need to go bike riding this weekend.
Ready to send it?
Send it.
Okay, it's sent.
Oh, I got the name wrong though. But you
Well,
guys get the idea.
That's cool. I just made a bunch of them.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really good.
Yeah.
I use synonyms. I use nicknames a lot. It makes it sound more natural, and I'm more apt to use it. You can do the same thing for like family relationships too.
Yeah, I did.
Mike, I'm offended. It's not me.
Oh, no, that'll be soon. So cool. If you guys have any more questions, I'm happy, but otherwise that kind of wraps it up.
Thank you so much, Mike.
I hope you guys have me back for another time. I'd love to do
Yep.
like a working session with you guys.
For sure. Thank you
and
so
kind of
much.
and do a little, maybe have some of my friends do tech support for you guys.
Great.
Right.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Apple. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Before everybody log on, the audience, can you please help us with a poll? Thanks, Mike.
Okay, I'll see you later.
We'll talk soon.
All right, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bye, guys. I'll see you next time.
Take
All
care.
right.
Bye.
Thank you. Awesome.
Ina, can you put the poll back out there?
Yes. Let me see.
Thank you.
Continue. Okay.
There we go. This session.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. We will definitely have Mike back on specific topic.
Thank you.
Did we want to give his email or,
let me talk to him. After.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll send the deck out too. If he's comfortable,
Yeah.
then I'll send to the audience and also his email.
Okay, yeah, I think it was Claire who wanted it.
Yep, got it.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Tina. Thanks for putting this on.
Yep.
Thank you, Tina.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks,
Thank you,
Maurice. Take care. Bye.
Goodbye.